Welcome to the first lecture of the Lexical Structure module. Getting started with JavaScript is easy. All you need is a web console, which is included in any modern browser of your choice. It is always a good idea to work with the latest version of a web browser to fully enjoy the strength of JavaScript. A web console shows information about the currently loaded page. It also provides you with a command line that allows you to execute JavaScript directly in the current page. There are two ways for opening the console. You can either press the combination of three keys, Ctrl, Shift and I, or you can open it through the menu of your browser. In Firefox, you click on Menu, select Developer menu and then the Web console. In Chrome, you also first click on Menu, then select Tools where you find Developer Tools, which will open the Web console for you. The Web console appears at the bottom of the browser window and the command line, framed in the blue box on the figure, will be ready for you to enter the JavaScript code. You can try out the console by typing the instruction console.log hello world, and you will see hello world appearing in the console below your command. These instructions are also called statements in JavaScript. Similar to C, C++, and Java, JavaScript statements end with a semicolon. In principle, you can omit the semicolon at the end of your statement. JavaScript will add it for you. However, it is considered to be a bad practice to do so. Semicolons allow your code to be more readable and they also make sure that your code is free from side effects. JavaScript is a case-sensitive language. This means that language keywords, variable, and function names must always be typed with a consistent capitalization of letters. For example, a different capitalization of the name myvar will be understood by your program such that if you are using three different names. All JavaScript programs are written using the Unicode character set. The standard Unicode set supports virtually every written language currently used on the planet, making JavaScript independent of the operating platform and the language used. JavaScript ignores white spaces, tabs, and new lines that appear in your code, except if they are part of a string or regular expression. Because of this feature, you can format your programs in a neat and consistent way, and in general, it is a very good idea to format your programs because formatting makes your programs easy to read and understand. JavaScript supports, as some other programming languages, two styles of commands, namely, any text written between two slash characters and the end of a line is treated as a single line command and is ignored by JavaScript. Also, text written between /* and */ characters is also treated as a command. You can span these comments over multiple lines. You can't, however, nest comments as it will result in a syntax error shown in your console. Variables are symbolic names for values in your code. The names of variables are called identifiers and they conform to certain rules. For example, an identifier can start and contain only letters, numbers, underscores, or $signs. An identifier cannot start with a number. Identifiers are always case-sensitive. And finally, identifiers cannot match any of JavaScript reserved words, and what they are we will see on the next slide. JavaScript reserves a number of identifiers as keywords of the language itself. The words listed on this slide cannot be used as identifiers in your programs because they are part of the JavaScript syntax and have a special meaning for JavaScript. These include break, case, catch, class, and others. There is a number of other keywords not listed on this slide that are reserved for future versions of JavaScript and therefore should also not be used. Please refer to other sources for the complete list of these keywords. Before a variable can be used in JavaScript, it needs to be declared. Note that while declaring a variable is not a requirement, it is considered to be a best practice to do so and is highly encouraged. Declaring a variable can be done in three ways. First, by using the keyword var. The keyword var tells the program that variable can be used both globally, throughout the whole program, if it is declared outside of a function, or locally, meaning that a variable can be used within the function it is declared. Note, in our example, the variable x has no value specified. Second, we can declare a variable by assigning it a value. Doing so, we always declare a global variable, that is a variable available throughout the whole program. Finally, we can declare a variable using the keyword let, which tells the program that a variable is only available within the block scope of its declaration. An identifier with an associated constant value, that is a value that cannot be changed anymore, is called a constant. Constants are declared with a const keyword and have to be initialized upon declaration. Trying to redeclare the constant with a different type or trying to assign a new value to it will result in a type error printed in your console. To print out the declaration of a variable, it is sufficient to just enter its identifier name in the console. If the variable is undeclared, the console will return the reference error message. If the variable is declared but for some reason not initialized, meaning it has no value assigned, then the console will return that the value is undefined. And if a variable is declared and initialized, for example, the variable c is initialized with the value of 3, then accessing the variable will result in no error message printed to the console. So far, we talked about variable names, the identifiers, and variable declarations using the keywords var, let, and const. Ideally, each variable is assigned with a value. A fixed value that is literally provided to a variable is called a literal. There are several types of literals, including integer, floating point, string, boolean, regular expression, array, and object literals.